All right, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. Post-market wrap-up on this was an exhausting day. We'll talk about why in a moment here. Thursday, September 24th, 2020. I'm talking about a roller coaster ride. I mean, it literally almost took my breath away. Several hundred points higher, several hundred points lower, up and down all day, yo-yo. And yeah, that really took its toll on me today. But, that's just this business. That's fine. All right, so look, again, crazy day on Wall Street, lots of volatility. And this is going to be the new norm for a while here. A lot driving this market. Talk out of Washington, talk from the Federal Reserve, which we really do need to cover, and I'll talk about that in a moment here as well. Let's talk about some other assets. Cryptocurrencies got bid higher across the board. Very nice, very nicely. Gold and silver went from being negative pretty strongly to pulling out small gains today. Very nice. Dollar under a little pressure here. 10-year yield 0.66. Crude oil caught a bid. All right, things are what they are. But what I want to do here again, and I've been doing this lately, is do a little blow by blow with you so you can understand what's going on, what's driving these markets. So let's do that. Let me open up a new page here. Just bear with me a second. All right, let's look at this stuff. So this is what I want to discuss first. And to me, this is the most important piece of news that came out, despite what we heard this morning. Another 870,000 people applying for unemployment. We're in no recovery at all. Zero. We got problems that you cannot believe in this economy. That's the truth. The stock market, we're pretty close still to all-time record highs. 10% off for the NASDAQ. It's not much. S&P 500 about the same. Middle class here in America is a dead man walking, period. And if you're hoping for some kind of saving grace, you're not going to get it, especially if things stay the way they are. But this is important. We got a little truth today from a Fed president, Fed Rosengren. Now, he's explaining, this guy, that the economy is in dire shape and the United States could face a credit issue even by the end of this year. What is he talking about? Something I've discussed over and over again. A credit crisis, a credit freeze. Again, in order for the Federal Reserve to prevent a credit freeze from happening, they've had to do what they've been doing now for years. That is, print cash out of thin air, buy all the debt, funnel dollars around the world, period, the end. Easy money. That's the only thing right now preventing a credit freeze. Period, the end. And right here, we have a Fed president kind of laying it out for us. Look, things are not very good. People need to be ready for a possible credit crunch, a credit freeze, a credit meltdown. What would that mean? It means everything stops. You try to go to your bank, there's no cash. Nothing works. I think people are losing sight of the fact that we need to honestly think that this has a very high possibility of happening here. Despite anything that you're hearing to the contrary, especially by the president or by Larry Kudlow. These two, I think they frequent the same crack house. We are not in a recovery. It's not a V-shaped, nor is it a super V-shape, according to the president. We're in financial ruin right now. Tens of millions of people remain out of work. An economy in a lockdown state by design. This is a culling. It's a culling. Let's talk about a culling a little further here. As we all know, and this is no secret, Congress cannot get together on a stimulus package for the American people. The Democrats wanted a really huge stimulus package. President Trump is saying, oh, no, it's too big, no. So they couldn't get together on it. Well, today, the Democrats are willing to tone down their stimulus package so that maybe they can meet somewhere in the middle. I get it. Politics is a compromise here, but are we in a crisis or not? That's what we're being sold. Okay, all the money Wall Street could ever want. Bailouts for the farmers with cash going directly back to China. Thank you, President Trump. Airlines, second bailout is coming. There was more talk about that today, trying to come to an agreement. It's all fuzzy, but it is coming. Corporate bailouts are the norm. Okay, easy money for the banks, for Wall Street, all they want. For the middle class, not so much. Why? It's a culling. The middle class will be eliminated. It's almost done already. Okay? So understand that. So this is, in my view, and the market didn't like it. When this news came out, the market went from being like 300 points higher to going negative after it found out that the Democrats are backing down to the Republican smaller stimulus plan. Now, I wish someone out here would explain to me again how a smaller stimulus package is going to help the American people. Look, debts and deficits are going to explode no matter what. Personally, with all this cash going to the corporate agenda here, why not dish out a little bit to the middle class? Well, because it's a culling. And they are trying to kill you. Understand that. The current administration is trying to kill you. Once you realize that, you're almost dead already. You're a dead man walking, or a dead woman if you're a part of the middle class. And you haven't seen anything yet. Anything yet. Okay, so anyway, going back to Fed Rosengren here. Paints a pretty good picture of what's going on. Economy in dire shape. Possible credit issues moving forward as soon as this year. All right. What does that mean? What's the translation? More cash printed out of thin air by the Federal Reserve in amounts you will not believe. Let's move forward here. Now, the president today was out again talking about the vaccine. All right. Now, I personally do not know what to make of this. All right. A lot of people seem to think that the president is pushing the vaccine agenda to win votes. Now, this is what he said. Quote, Operation Warp Speed going very well. It's the fastest in history. And the COVID vaccine will be available sooner than people think. Okay, President saying October. Maybe he's right. But I still want to know, how many of you want this vaccine? It seems like almost nobody I talk to wants this vaccine. But again, it does help the market. When the president says this, it helps the market. And I think that was really the ploy today. It seemed to work for a little bit. All right, let's move forward here. Here is some good news for stock market bulls. Companies are jumping back in here and buying back shares of their own stock again. This has been a mechanism to prop up the stock market for years. Again, we know this is what the airlines have been doing to the tune of tens of billions. But instead of being asked by the president to liquidate those shares, no, the bailout's coming. As you can see, I mean, in my opinion, and I would love to hear from you, is President Trump more for the corporate agenda, or is he more for the middle class? Let's see how many of you have the guts to tell the truth. All right, let's move a little forward here. Now, I want to bring this to your attention. I do beat up President Trump a lot. But this was uncalled for, what happened today. And this is my opinion. And you can beat me up if you want to, but it's just my opinion. So President Trump today was booed and was told, vote him out by large members of the crowd as he was on the steps of the Supreme Court today for the justice that passed away. In my opinion, this was wrong. Why was it wrong? It was not the right time or the right place to boo the president or heckle him or say vote him out. I mean, people have no moral compass anymore. Not that the president has a moral compass at all, but people should, I guess, rise above that. In my opinion, it was the wrong thing to do, but okay. Anyway, let's move forward. I already talked about cryptocurrencies that got a bit higher across the board. Ethereum put on almost 8%. I mean, it was a phenomenal day. Let's move forward again. Roller coaster ride on Wall Street, all over the place. Um, tech seems to be catching a bit here, and I think tech is going to be the driver of the markets moving forward here, people. So anyway, you know what? Let me get out of this. I'm done with that whole thing. So look, so what happened today? Again, lots of volatility in this market. Market fell, I believe, from being up like 300 to negative at one point because of the smaller relief package being put together by Congress. This is a corporate agenda, people, and it's hideous what we're seeing here. The definition of what we're seeing is fascism. We've gone way beyond socialism. Bailouts, is that capitalism to you? Backdoor bailouts? No. This is not America anymore by any stretch of the imagination. I think we all know that. And like I've been warning for like a decade, the middle class is being exterminated. We are in the end stage of that now. As the grip on of power by these corporations and this new American government solidify. And that's exactly what they're doing here. The middle class will suffer more. Extreme haves, extreme have-nots. That's what we are in the middle of right now. And once this market here, all of it, corrects to fair value, that wealth, whatever has been put into the market by whatever's left of the middle class, will be siphoned off faster than you can possibly imagine. And it's going to be just transferred from their reality straight up. That's the end game. That is the goal here, as the Federal Reserve buys it all. All right, anyway, very important video, I think, especially with Federal Reserve Rosengren warning of a credit issue moving forward, a credit crunch, a credit freeze, very possible. But the Fed is going to do everything in its power to prevent that. And to do it, they got to kill the dollar. Part of their bigger plan. A digital dollar is coming. You know that. All right, look, I'm out of here. Long video. Please share it. See you in the morning.